Welcome to the Diamond Mine Podcast with Nate and Lenny, where we listen to all 92 Diamond albums certified by Billboard. Today's album is
The Woman in Me by Shania Twain.
But before we get into anything else, here's our news segment.
And welcome back to your music news.
I was totally looking at like my noggin on the camera. Sorry, continue.
This is my band t-shirt. That was my band Justice for Brittany. That was my band t-shirt. First off, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, will play Weird Al in a new biopic.
Hell yeah.
When We Were Young Fest is basically a lot of emo bands, and people thought it was fake. But now it has turned into a 3-day event in, I believe, Las Vegas. And it includes bands like My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Avril Lavigne, Jimmy Eat World. Just, there's so many. The list goes on and on. Moving on. Taylor Swift is the first global record store day ambassador, which is very surprising. I don't know why. Congratulations, Taylor.
There you go.
If you see this, it'll be interesting. Britney Spears sends Jamie Lynn Spears, Justice for Britney, a cease and desist letter. Basically meaning, like, it's a whole big thing. I can't even, at this point, can't even explain it. So please just go look at it if you really want to know. It's a lot. And in that Instagram caption, she said, I wanted to slap you and Mom across your effing faces. Funny. Moving on.
Oh, this is a heartbreaker. The first time this has happened on this podcast.
Meatloaf. We reviewed his album Bad Out of Hell
and
earlier.
It was awesome.
Died at the age of 74.
That's so
on January 20th.
Unfortunate. Do you think the top of my head's cut off? Like, if I'm like this, then yes. But I'm just like slouching.
No, you're good enough.
Okay.
Also that. Hi.
But that is so unfortunate, man.
It definitely shook the rock world because people like Brian May from Queen, Slash from Guns N' Roses, Ted Nugent, Adam Lambert, who is also in Queen now, Justin Hawkins from The Darkness, and Vernon Reid from Living Colours, and many more paid tribute to him and posted and commented on it. Very sad day.
Yeah, it really is so sad.
He was brilliant.
I mean,
very theatrical.
Yes, that it's not like any other album we've seen on this list,
but that was his thing though. Like that's what he did. He did like the rock opera style.
Yeah, and just rest in peace. Rest in peace. There's not much else I can say.
That actually was a sad day. I'm not even
like legitimately, I saw that.
You sent that to me, and I was like,
and my stomach dropped. Like that was because there's albums we listen to on this, on the show that are kind of stinkers, but that one wasn't a stinker. And like that was one of the least stinkeriest of all the albums.
Controversial topic. Should we put him at number 1 like Billboard put Prince at number 1 after he died?
No, I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
Dang. No, but Meatloaf really was one of a kind.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Meatloaf. That wasn't as... water just flew, but okay. Also, we realized recently, this is the music news, that our audio listeners, sometimes things have to be so out of context for you all. Sorry,
guys.
Moving on, Lil Nas X is sued for allegedly ripping off an album promo idea. The rapper's Montero birth and sonogram video has landed him in legal trouble, and metal artist Danis Dentata claims that he stole their album rollout idea.
I didn't even know that was like a thing you could legally
I didn't either,
push.
To be honest with you.
You did my idea that I was thinking of. Seems kind of dumb to me.
Or maybe they already did it, and then he like...
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't know. I don't.
If it's that, then I can understand more.
Moving on to some really, really great news. Kid Rock is going on tour.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Jonas and Priyanka, I think they have a kid.
Sweet.
Anyway, back to Kid Rock.
There you go, Priyanka.
So Rolling Stone came out with this, and this is their caption. This isn't the first time Kid Rock has used his music to make political statements. Back in November, he dropped Don't Tell Me How to Live, where he called the U.S. a nation of I can't repeat that. And snowflakes. Should put like a cat meowing or something. But Kid Rock calls for love and unity. Kid Rock of all people. Well, I forgot about this while asking us to suck on these nuts. In his new song. Oh my god. Okay. Now, I'm sure most people have heard about this, but Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and several other artists have removed their discography, their entire catalog from Spotify because they refuse to censor Joe Rogan, basically. But then it has turned into another big issue, and yes, we know Anchor is a Spotify thing, but this is just what's been out there. That Spotify underpays their musical artists, and it's not just big company, like big artists that have said this. I've seen local bands say that Spotify gyps them. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but we'll keep you updated for sure. On top of that, I've seen a lot of people like side with Joe Rogan or side with like the artist. And I saw one tweet, like it's just it just blows up. I'm not going to get into it, but apparently it is a very big battle right now, very big thing. But all I'm going to say is that if I really want to listen to them, I mean, I have Apple Music.
Or just YouTube for most people.
Literally. But also speaking of Neil Young, Harvest turned 50 today.
Today as in like when we're recording, or today as in when this comes out?
Today, February 1st.
Okay.
As we're recording. Let's move on because most of my screenshots were about Neil Young. The Iheart Radio Music Awards are returning on March 22nd. If you want to go see the nominees for this year, just go look it up, okay? This one. Okay, so a man crashes into Taylor Swift's New York home and demands to see her. So he was drunk when he crashed into her house in New York and refused to leave. Law enforcement confirmed to TMZ that they caught the man after he drove the wrong way down the street, crashed into the building and a fire hydrant, and attempted to destroy the building's intercom after he exited the vehicle. Yeah.
I love humanity.
This is a fun fact that I just saw, but Mr. Brightside by The Killers was the first 2000 song by a group to surpass 1 billion streams on Spotify.
That is a banger. That is an absolute slapper.
Moving on, because literally all of this is Neil Young related. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are having a baby. After all the speculation, it finally happened. Okay, 2 more things. So, we all know that Nirvana Baby is suing again. Blah, blah.
Sorry, I'll censor it.
Blah,
with
blah,
the
blah.
Nirvana album cover.
I love that. And the band's official response was, the case must end. No amendment is possible to salvage his claim. In his ever-shrinking pleading, Eldon has now dismissed all but one of the myriad state and federal law claims he previously attempted to charge against the defendants. So basically, he's still pleading child pornography, but it's been, I don't even know how many years at this point, to be honest with you. So...
Like 30?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 30. And he's been going back and forth. Honestly, if he wins this case, I will be truly baffled. Last thing, Aerosmith cancels their European tour. And that's it for your music news.
And we're back. So, first things first, our social medias. The Twitter, TDM Pod, TDM POD. The Instagram, the Diamond Mine Podcast. The YouTube, for our face and vlogs and things of the sort. Promise more vlogs will happen, I swear. The Diamond Mine, if you look up the Diamond Mine Podcast, we should be the first thing to pop up. TikTok, Diamond Mine Podcast. Follow us and rate us and do all the things and comment and email me and all sorts of stuff, because it really helps us out and we appreciate it a lot. Share us around, show us to your friends, and justice for Britney. So, Lainey, Let's hear the specs on this album.
This album was released on February 7th, 1995. It is 12 songs long, it is 48 minutes long, and it went 12 times platinum.
Okay, so this first song is called... If my phone will...
Home Ain't Where His Heart Is, in parentheses, anymore.
This song is mad slow. Literally, I have this app where I can, like, tap some sort of thing, and it'll give me what beats per minute it is. So if I was just, like, tapping at this rate, that's 130 beats per minute. And I did that, and it was literally
like
a beat per second. It was quite literally a beat per second.
Mm-hmm.
They had a nice harmony between the male and female voice, something that goes on throughout this album a lot. Otherwise, this song is mad boring. It meant very little to me. There was a guitar solo, unexpected. I liked it. I wished it was longer. Otherwise, this song was quite uninteresting in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't even notice a guitar solo because this song was a snooze fest.
Swear.
I absolutely hated how she was dragging out her words, and it kind of like trailed off, and it sounded like a siren when she would sing. So it'd be like, and it was every word.
I'll talk about that later.
Thank you, Shania. Get a new method. Next.
This next song is called Any Man of Mine. This reminds me of Florida Georgia Line, but not in a good way. Which there isn't really much of a good way to...
I knew that was coming. Knew it.
I hate pop country. I think it's pretty lame. And this feels like pop country before pop country was like a thing. Like this is like
because this is
the
90s.
precursor of pop country.
90s country.
She definitely has the voice for country. I can feel her voice match up with this. Even though she's from Canada...
Windsor.
She's got a fake Southern accent.
And you can tell because she says from Arkansas to Rome. Why Arkansas?
If you're from the South, you know that we don't count Arkansas as a Southern state.
Arkansas, I'm so sorry. I'll see you in a month.
Unless you don't like being a Southern state, then thank you, Arkansas. Or you're welcome, Arkansas.
Anyway.
She has quite a bit of twang, but this song just irritated me. Like, high key, that's in the full definition of the word, this song irritated me.
Irritation. Word of the day. I feel like I hadn't heard this one before. And Shania Twain probably have. I don't know. Whatever. But honestly, Shania, I just wasn't in the mood to hear what you have to say. I'm exhausted. I have other things that I need to be doing right now. And we also just came off of Billy Joel and who did we just? Pearl Jam. So I didn't really appreciate that. And honestly, I already had my country fix for the week, and I'll be good for another 2 or 3 months. So I really don't want to hear country anymore at this point. But I'd say that this was a good one to dance to in like a honky tonk or the Cotton Eye Joe or something.
Lainey, here's Baboon. And we're back. This song that I'm about to talk about, this song is the main reason this album doesn't drop as far as you think it would from listening to the rest of this podcast. Whose bed have your boots been under is an absolute boot tapping, belt buckle slapping banger. An absolute unquantifiable banger. I mean, where do I even start? The hook, bro? Tell me that isn't infectious. Tell me it is not infectious to be like, who bad have your boots been under? Like, oh my gosh, bro, that just hits different. The instrumentation, the fiddle going ham. They're talking about a cheater, or not cheater, but like, you know, like a suspected cheater, I guess you want to say.
Whose bed have your boots
like,
been
whose
under?
bed have their boots been under? And it's just like, yes, girl, get sassy with it. Get at him. His boots have been under somebody else's bed. This song absolutely slaps. I literally got up and danced and had to leave the room and come back because I was so overloaded with how amazing this song is that I couldn't take anymore. In the best way I possibly can say that. I couldn't take anymore. I needed to remind myself that reality is not nearly as good as whose bed as you have your boots been under makes me feel like it is. Otherwise, it was pretty alright. Next.
It's alright. I wrote like 3 things. I said that Nate got down to the song and I watched. Definitely a hit. For sure a small town bar karaoke song like you said.
Oh yeah. This next song is called If You're Not In It For Love, I'm Out of Here. The beginning, Scream, literally Crazy Train.
Literally Ozzy Osbourne.
Also, they counted it off 3, 4, 5. I thought that was weird. She ain't letting dude hit it if he ain't loving her. That's basically what this song is, and this one's a decent head bop. It's a nice, solid 6 out of 10. Nothing necessarily was spectacular vocally for me. The instrumentation is really what got it for me with the piano and stuff, but very specifically the cowbell on the last chorus. That's what really made it for me. There was no other instruments going on there hitting that cowbell. Mm-hmm.
You can never have too much cowbell.
Nope.
Also, you're phrasing.
Yeah, I'm feeling it tonight. Mostly because it's really hot right now.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Yes, because it is January.
Well.
In what world is this not appropriate attire for January?
We're wearing the same thing. You just be moving or something.
She hated.
It's the hat. That's what it is.
It probably is the hat.
That head heat.
Your mama.
That's why they put them on them babies. Because they got that bald.
That bobcat.
Okay. Going back to the intro, like Nate said, yeah, it sounded like Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train, they counted in whatever. We have already reviewed an album by these people, but I can't find it. Someone like famously screams in the count in. If you can find it, let us know. The rest of the song, however, I feel like doesn't hold the same power as that intro had, because that intro really grasped you, and then it kind of lets you go a little bit into her
I can feel that.
typical thing. But it's still very catchy, has a great rhythm. Love the high heel clicks when she's like, I'm out of here at the very end. I really did like that. It might be one of my favorites on this album, but to be honest, I'm going to say her best song on this album still doesn't even compare to like the worst song on Billy Joel's A Stranger. I hate to be that person, but like, okay. I know you were boots and boogieing over there.
All jokes aside, I really do like Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under?
No,
like that's genuinely a song that me and my friend Eli really like.
No, I know I watched that happen.
But I understand where you're coming from. This is not of the same
caliber.
Quality.
Composition.
Like music can be interesting and can be fun and whatever, and like when you listen to it, but then there's also like a certain quality that good music has, and this just isn't that quality. This just feels like a country pop album.
Exactly, and I kind of rate my songs with like depth, but also overall like mood, feeling, vibe, whatever you want to say. And then, like, genre or certain artists. Like, I have a bunch of different rankings. And so, this album coming off of, like, I've already kind of mentioned what we've just listened to. It's just not it. I truly don't understand how Billboard ranked it higher. I mean, I can read their description if I wanted to. But personally, I just do not understand that.
And I mean, like, maybe they have some sort of different scale and, like, a different metric for how they value
like
things.
Mathematical or something.
Yeah, but, like... I mean, come on.
Well, they need to redo the calculations.
Doesn't make any sense.
Next.
How is Kenny G below?
How was Kenny G last?
Yeah. That is fair. That is really fair. How was Kenny G last?
Because we've heard some dog water.
That's ridiculous. Anyways, this next song is called The Woman in Me Needs the Man in You. And, oh God, just as slow as the first song. The chorus does hit pretty hard, not necessarily the words, but just the feel. All the harmonization and the cymbals on every syllable, it just really makes that pop. But otherwise, the song is mad boring. The lyrical content just isn't there for me, and the verses are weak. And her slow songs, like her faster paced songs, are like pretty like. I can find really enjoyment for it. Her slow songs are absolutely doo-doo butthole. I can't.
That's what she's known for. She's known for like her fast pace, like her intros are really famous.
Yes.
But also, this was a drag. The only thing I wrote about this is like, what is it with her and her song titles having parentheses?
Yeah. She loves parenthetical song titles.
Almost every single title, I'm pretty sure, included parentheses. Maybe not. I could be exaggerating.
But I understand what you're saying.
But it was too much. Anyway.
Like, Who's Bed Every Boot's Been Under? That doesn't have parentheses. This next song is called Is There Life After Love? Moderately tempoed song this time. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Not necessarily fast, but it was like 90 beats per minute.
Yeah.
I like the little harmonization on the words life after love when there's no other instruments. I just thought it was interesting. Like she climbs up to it, like life after love. Like she climbs up to that with the harmonization. I just liked it. This song, they got the church oohing in the back. But
how hymnal of them.
I'm going to say this, and this perfectly describes the feeling in my head, and I understand that I'm supposed to make other people understand what I feel on this podcast. But if you don't understand this, I'm sorry. But if you do, you know exactly how I felt. This song is the equivalent of having toast and putting it in a bowl of milk. Like just having it float in there. This song...
That made my toast curl.
...is milk toast.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
No, not cinnamon. Like a slightly burnt toast.
Like if I just went to the toaster and said, shoo.
And you put it on like 8. And it comes out and it's like pretty dark. Like it's not burnt, but it's like a pretty crispy toast.
Soggy toast. Trademark pending.
Soggy toast.
That's under business idea.
That was a high five for you audio listeners.
Oh, I remember. I couldn't remember what song this like made me think of. Not because of the actual content of it, but the title. It's a Cher song. Do you believe in life after love?
Oh, do you believe in love?
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you just pop?
That was my headphones.
Pop, lock and drop it.
ASMR.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, intro sounds like a church hymn. Obviously, Nate mentioned the choir in the background. Really just amps it up. If I wasn't looking at the lyrics, I would have misinterpreted half of this song.
I did, because I was laying on the bed for this song. I came back, but I was still in recovery from Whose Bed Every Boot's Been Under.
Also, it took me probably 5 tries to actually say the title of that song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This next song is called If It Don't Take Two. This song hadn't been horrible. Me and Lainey just been talking, and I hadn't written a lot. I like the chorus when all the instruments cut out, and it's just that dude's voice singing it. Felt very honky-tonk. And I like the piano in this song. Honestly, this one was one of the better songs. I just didn't write a ton because there's not a lot of variety on this album.
That, I think... Is it Lance?
Is this a long album, though? This isn't a long album.
I mean, it's 40... What did I say? 8 minutes?
This is just Anne's syndrome. Like, you know how there's ADD and there's ADHD? And there's, like, one thing that separates the two?
It's just that NS.
This is Anne's syndrome versus Land's syndrome.
Album, no substance.
Yes, album, no substance. It's not necessarily a long album.
It's the NSA, no substance
I wouldn't say an album has Land syndrome unless it really has no substance and it's an hour plus.
Here's the thing. Outkast, going back to that, it had some substance. God, it was long.
Yeah, but substance...
It's like 2 hours long.
Like
that.
Especially on... I'm sorry for you, mic listeners, because I definitely don't sound good bouncing off the wall. I had to pop my back. Especially on... What was that one called? Speaker box. The substance to no substance ratio was not enough.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The storytelling.
Yes. Now on the other one, I could it has some storytelling
what was
to
that
it.
one? The Love Below.
Yeah. That one had some substance to it.
I don't know, but the difference between the two.
Poop. It poop.
You know what? We're not reviewing this album, so go watch that episode.
Yeah.
Or listen to it because it's like an hour-long episode.
Yeah, it's really.
Also, we're gonna have a poll after this to see who likes "The Studio" by Phil Collins, because Nate doesn't like it, but I like it.
The song is cool.
What's his name in American Psycho likes it.
Okay, but you're an American Psycho.
She's an American Beauty. We saw them live. The Boys That Fall Out. Anyway, what is this song? My bad. We really just
If It Don't Take Two. Yeah, this has been the first one in a while that we've just
If It Don't Take Two, the title again just reminds me of Rob Bass, It Takes Two. I'm literally trying everything in my power to just have something that's not this album. Good song. Next.
This song is called You Win My Love. This song is mad corny. This song is all car puns. I can appreciate going for a theme with a song, but this is a lot. She's full committed. Every line is a racing pun or a car pun or something like that. And at least if you're going to make it a song like this, you got to make it at least like catchy to nullify how corny it is. But man, the content, like the lyrical... Or not the lyrical content, but just like the musical content, the feel, it's just not enough. It doesn't counteract how corny this is.
Honestly, I have to agree with you. Also, I'm going to stick with my trend and pick a different song. Reminds me of To Make You Feel My Love by Bob Dylan by Adele.
Bob Dylan by Adele.
It's like by Dob Dylan.
It's like that Dob Dylan. It's like that quote where it's like blah 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 Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
You miss 100% of the shots you can't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Even though, was it Wayne Gretzky that really said that?
No, I thought it was Michael Jordan.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was Michael Jordan.
Anyway, The Office. Yeah, whatever. Like Nate already said, it's bad puns about cars. I was really just over it at this point. But despite the puns, she calls herself a... Oh, hold on. I gotta pull it back up. A chassis? I don't care.
Chassis.
I'm a chassis. And that means the base frame of a motor vehicle or other wheeled conveyance. The outer structural framework of a piece of audio, radio, or computer equipment. That is what she referred to herself as.
This next song is called You Win My Love. Or not You Win My Love, Raining on Our Love. Sorry, 2 loves in a row.
To Make You Feel My Love by Bob Dylan by Adele.
In this song, she sings in cursive, and she sings in cursive pretty often. And this is where I kind of talk about this. When you're listening to her, it's like all of her words blur together. Like, it's all one big song of just words.
Okay, a lot of artists do that. Like, a lot of people don't pronounce, like, if you go, like, emo punk, they don't pronounce the H.
Mm-hmm.
Or...
My head! The voice inside my head! They all do that. I swear they all say my head.
And, like, the first time I listened to, like, Metallica, even Green Day, there was some stuff where I was like, what did he just say? But then after I knew the lyrics, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. It's kind of like that, but not tasteful. You know?
I saw this thing where on YouTube, it was a video called Emo Bands Hate This Town, and it's just a compilation of emo bands saying, gonna leave this town, I hate this town, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
I could still, after that video, think of songs that talked about leaving this town that weren't on that video. I swear to God.
But it's so angsty and relatable. Anyway.
My head! Okay, your turn.
When you go back to edit this.
Sorry, Nate, in the future.
Oh my gosh. Right off the bat. Sorry. If this wasn't country, and it was produced differently, like it was sang by Robert Smith from The Cure, like if it was more of their style, I think I would have liked it a lot more. But as it went on, I would change quite a bit of the lyrics as well. However, I did like the kind of soft touch that this song had.
This next song is called Leaving Us the Only Way Out. Song sucks. That is legitimately all I wrote. I don't want to say the same thing over and over and bore you guys and waste your time and make this podcast longer than it needs to be. The song sucks. Mayad! How you feel about it, Lane?
Bro, if you were the lead singer of an emo punk band,
I could work.
Or something,
I could do it.
Me and Z.
The voice inside my head. I miss you.
Okay.
Robbed along. Watch out.
This one just sounds like another hymn or Hello Darling by Conway Twitty. I was bored. Next.
Kanye Twitty. The next song is called No One Needs to Know. I like the strumming pattern on the guitar in the song. This one's a little bit head bopping, but like in this direction, side to side, not forward and backward. I've decided to stop really judging on the lyrics because they haven't done much of anything for me on this album except for that one song about the cheating, you know. Whose bed have your boots been under?
Whose bed have
There's something about this type of song. There's definitely some word to describe the instrumentation on it, but I don't have the word. But there's something about it that just gets your head moving, and you're like, all right, yeah, I can feel with this. Also, Harmonica Solo, go crazy.
I'm about to just fell out of this
Go
chair.
absolutely crazy. Go
stupid.
bonkers.
Go stupid.
Go stupid. Go crazy. Insert that video here.
Okay, go stupid. Go crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. Yeah. Go stupid.
Catchy. Love a good harmonica. I'm too tired to really care about this song, but I'd probably listen to it if it was on the radio and I was driving and it was sunny with the blue sky.
Yeah, this one's alright.
Or I think it'd be a fun wedding song.
Yeah, or I'd really like it if it was called Mr. Brightside and it was by the Killers.
Coming out
of my head and I'm doing just fine. I gotta be down cause I don't want it all.
It started out with a kiss and it ended up like this.
It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. That song's a banger.
Kylie, why don't you like it?
Yeah, you're dumb. I love you though.
Dang.
This next song is called God Bless This Child. I thought it might be a Jesus song and I was right. Kobe'd that one right into the existence.
That sentence hurt my head. My head! I really got this one right this time.
I'm sorry, this podcast has been an adventure.
Okay, but the shape of this chair.
This is out of pocket. If I will zoom in on editing. Hey Nate, zoom in now. This is out of pocket. Look at this right here. Tell me that's not funny shape. Sorry, audio listeners. That's getting cut out.
Yeah. No, yeah. I expected that. Anyway, let's get back to the song. God Bless the Child, I was actually right on the money for once because finally we actually do have a hymn, even though she's kind of been dancing that line the entire freaking album. It kind of was like a prayer / praise to God. There's hallelujahs, but it was like she was talking to God, but like also talking to people. Yeah, that's it. Let's rank this thing.
How you feel?
What do we say? What? This is episode 47.
Yep. This is in the 40s.
Yeah, whatever. Probably lower.
Oh yeah, a lot lower. Sorry, Shania fans, this is in the 70s. I'm sorry.
I was about to say that.
Literally the only thing saving this from like the 80s is Whose Bed Every Boot's Been Under.
It would be so cool if we put both of them like side by side. She has a third one, but both of them side by side in the bottom.
I mean, that's how I feel about it. Anyways, anything you'd like to say? It's been an interesting one. This has been the Diamond Mine Podcast with Nate and Lenny, and I didn't shout out our social medias. The Twitter, TDM Pod, TDM POD, the Instagram, the Diamond Mine Podcast, the YouTube, the Diamond Mine for if you want to see our face or vlogs or anything of the sort. Follow us. Oh, TikTok, Diamond Mine Podcast. Follow us on things like subscribe, find my email, just do whatever.
Rate us 5 stars.
Rate us 5 stars, do that.
Also, Anchor, I'm pretty sure you can contact us to that. If not,
what are you doing?
email Nate.
Yeah, come on. Wait, I didn't even need to look. I knew what the next album was. This has been the Diamond Mine Podcast. We'll be back at you next week with the Eagles, Hotel California. Woo!